40 at 5.
Have you been cheated? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Okay, listen to me very carefully. You're going to get back your couch and your TV.
Okay.
Done. She's not paying you any money.
Okay.
That's finished. Now we're going to get on to your counterclaim. And your counterclaim is that he slashed your tires or did something to your car, vandalized your car.
Yes.
And he did all of this because he wanted his stuff back.
Yes.
Yes. And when did he do that?
The first incident was September 6th. My windshield was busted out in my van.
Okay. Did you file a police report?
Yes, I did.
Did you name the perpetrator?
Yes, I did.
I'd like to see it.
Well, I don't have the police report with me. I have the numbers.
Not interested in numbers, interested in a police report.
I don't have, no. I couldn't get them in time.
Very good. Now we're going to go to the next time. When did he damage your property the next time?
The 25th of September is when he slashed my tires and keyed my van.
Do you have a police report for that?
No.
Okay, then I can't help you. Then you go sue him someplace else. Anyway, you're going to get your couch and your TV back. Your couch and TV within 5 days from today's date. We will prepare an order. Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody's like, excuse me, step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
I heard that she got rid of my stuff, so when I go there in 5 days, what am I picking up?
The TV didn't work, and the couch I told them to come get a while ago when I got the cat. So now it's all scratched up because of the cat.
Never be nice to people you think should be nice back to you.
I hope everything's done and over with.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight for News 40 at 5. I'm Morgan Hoover.
And I'm Chris Allen. Welcome into what has been a toasty Thursday.
Toasty Thursday. It's been beautiful. I rode around town with my windows down. It was just one of those nice days.
Well into the 70s, even approaching 80 in a couple of spots this afternoon. 4-hour clouds and radar. Only showing occasionally some puffy clouds with the sunshine, but not much more than that. A look at some of the area weather cams and traffic cams showing, in particular, I-65 south near the state line. Look at all that traffic. That's right there at the 109, Highway 109 interchange. The problem is there's an accident there just past that area. So if you're headed 65 south, avoid that and take 31W if you can, because it's all backed up past Franklin. I'll have a look at your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, tonight, many still concerned with the return of 2 local church groups working to get out of Israel as fighting there continues. Good news today, the Broadway United Methodist Church group from Bowling Green is one step closer to being home. In a post on social media this morning, the church is saying the group has booked flights back to the U.S. The UMC group is one of 2 local church groups that have been stuck in Israel as a result of conflict that broke out in the country. The second group, River Lake Church out of Glasgow, has made it safely home to Barron County. We spoke to Congressman Brett Guthrie today about a number of issues, including the attacks on Israel, the local groups caught in the conflict, and searching for a way home. Representative Guthrie says he has been in contact with Kentuckians stuck in that area, that he is continuing to work with fellow lawmakers to understand how to better protect Americans caught in an attack overseas.
Well, when you hear from the people on the ground, it wasn't going well. And I know our men and women in our State Department in Israel were probably overwhelmed and working hard, but we need to figure out what went wrong and how we can help people further. And we need to figure out how to do it better. And I'm going to meet with them and learn and bring that to the table so we can make it better for, if it ever happens, I hope it never does, but if it happens to someone else.
We will continue to follow all developments on the attack in Israel, including action from Kentucky lawmakers. Well, the first gubernatorial debate will be televised statewide this Monday. Current Democratic Governor Andy Beshear and Republican Attorney General Daniel Cameron will square off on the campus of Northern Kentucky University starting at 6 o'clock on Monday. The debate will feature questions from 3 Kentucky journalists and will address issues that face everyone in the Commonwealth. News 40 was able to sit down with the debate moderator who explained what he hopes people can get out of this debate.
We really want to get to the heart of issues that are affecting everyone in the Commonwealth, and we want to get a little bit of specificity. You know, one of the things I think I hear from people all the time is that they hear a stump speech and they're like, yeah, they gave me the talking points. We're trying to get a little deeper than that to try and really give you a better understanding of where these candidates are coming from, not just what their platform is.
The debate will air in Bowling Green right here on NBC 40 starting at 6 o'clock on Monday night. An unofficial debate kicked off today in Paducah as both Governor Beshear and Daniel Cameron engaged in a public forum discussing business and the economy across the Commonwealth. Governor Beshear highlighting the development of the area after the 2021 tornadoes and how funding continues to pour into the Mayfield rebuilding project. Attorney General Daniel Cameron expressed disapproval of the governor's economic growth, pointing to areas like crime rate and his support for President Biden. Right now, Kentucky business owners are calling on lawmakers to address an issue many parents face. That is the lack of child care available, causing many parents to leave the workforce. Now, many businesses are turning to lawmakers for a solution.
Whenever we were just found out that we were pregnant, I had a lot of moms come to me and say, have you enrolled in daycare yet?
Like many working parents, Sarah Nelson knows how hard it is to find child care these days.
So we were on 7 waiting lists, and none of those called us back.
The problem is so bad, these executives gathered at Greater Louisville Inc. on Wednesday to announce they would begin lobbying state lawmakers for a solution.
And we're here to call on Frankfurt, our leaders in state government, to be big and bold in their policy reform and investment in the early childhood sector.
A new poll from the nonprofit The Pritchard Committee found 26% of respondents quit a job because of child care problems, and 33% have had to limit working hours.
The clear answer to the question, what is the biggest challenge facing Kentucky business and industry, has been workforce. We have to grow our workforce in order to maintain the economic momentum.
To keep the child care industry healthy and growing as pandemic-era subsidies run out, the Pritchard Committee estimates state lawmakers will need to appropriate $331 million next year.
We are asking for deepened investment, and we're long before COVID, to strengthen something that is a Kentucky foundation for both education and workforce.
Without the money, daycares could face tough choices: raise tuition, cut wages and lose workers, or maybe even close.
Well, thousands of Kentucky workers at Ford's largest plant walked off the job last night, halting production of pickup trucks and SUVs. The United Auto Workers say 8,700 union members joined the strike after Ford refused to move further in contract bargaining. Ford says the company and UAW bargainers have been working to resolve their differences. This walkout is considered a warning to General Motors and Chrysler parent company Stellantis, as their wage offers have been lower than Ford, per the UAW. For employees, they say this walkout was essential in securing their future as the transition to electric vehicles continues and production is outsourced.
They know what that need is, but we know what our need is. Our need is to be able to build product. While they're going to be concerned on finding 5,000 workers, if we have transitional workforce that has to go from building a transmission or something, we want that to be, in the master agreement to where we can transition our workers and they got a job to go to, right? As that workforce change and our industry evolves.
The Kentucky truck plant builds Ford F-Series pickups as well as the Lincoln Navigator and Ford Expedition full-size SUVs. For more local news now, this weekend, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, a monster movie marathon in downtown Bowling Green. During this year's Harvest Festival, you can enjoy a few monster movie classics at the Capitol. And while we can't say exactly what will be shown on the silver screen Saturday afternoon, perhaps you can guess from a few of these clues.
They're films that I'm really excited to show, featuring different creature features. We've got vampire films, some man-made monsters, some creatures from the deep.
Gramling says she hopes to see plenty of traffic throughout the day during the Harvest Festival. The 4 films will play starting at 11 a.m. with the final film beginning at 6 o'clock. Entry is free for everyone. Well, still to come on News 40 at 5. Peanut allergies are one of the most common food allergies for children in the U.S. When we come back, we'll learn how health officials are tackling that issue. But first, Weather Chief Chris Allen is back after the break with a full look at our forecast. That's coming up next.
WNKY News 40, broadcasting live from the German American Bank studio in downtown Bowling Green.
I'm attorney Deborah Brose. I am committed to my clients across South Central Kentucky. But don't just take it from me. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I can help. Call our office today for a free consultation.
Home is more than a house. Wherever you are in your journey of homeownership, German American Bank is here to support you. Our team of dedicated mortgage loan professionals can help you with lending solutions featuring low or no down payment, assistance for closing costs and improvement projects, or even loans specifically for first-time home buyers. We're here to tell you, homeownership is achievable. German American Bank, member FDIC.
We've got the drinks and good times. Now all we need is you. The 8th annual Bourbon and Brew Fest presented by the Mick Gaming Hall is back Saturday, October 21st at Bowling Green Ballpark. We have an expansive selection of bourbons, craft beers, mixed drinks, and more. Plus, sip while shopping, specialty vendors all around the ballpark. VIP ticket holders can enjoy the Heaven Hill VIP experience in the Performance Food Club, while premium ticket holders can take part in the Premium Lounge. Tickets start at just $50 and are on sale now at bgbrewfest.com or by calling 270-901-2121.
At Abound Credit Union, we're for new additions and timeless classics. We're for pool parties and double features, islands and islands. Because Abound is for home equity lines of credit that bring value for living.
We were rounding a curve whenever I noticed a tractor in the road. At the time, I didn't know that the tractor was turning, and he turned into my car. And she showed that she cared. I know how Flora works, and I know how she was with my case, and she's determined, and that's what it takes.
We're back with Weather Chief Chris Allen, and you said it best, the Toasty Thursday.
Toasty Thursday. I mean, it doesn't have the same ring to it as Toasty Tuesday. Right. But you get the idea. It was the warmest day this week that we'll have. From this point forward, we're going to start to see a trend downward big time this weekend. And talking about the trend, at first, it's going to be nice and warm again tomorrow, maybe a couple of degrees cooler than today. Then as we get some showers in here by tomorrow night and into Saturday, we see another dip in the temperatures, maybe upper 60s. But look, that's a 10-degree jump downward, or a fall downward, I should say, from 68 to 58 on Sunday. But that's not as low as we'll go. Look at that, mid-50s, maybe not even that warm on Monday. Then we start to see a little trend upward into the middle of next week. We get back into the mid-60s. But note, the normal high is 74. We're only calling for a high of 64. And that's a week from today. So there's not going to be a whole lot of recovery once we start to get that chill this weekend after that cold front. 78 right now as we look down on the Greenwood Interchange, I-65 and Scottsville Road, northeast wind coming in at 8, humidity 43%, and dew point at 54. The dew points are starting to come up just a little bit more as we start to see now that that warm front is north of us. Now it's open door, kind of an open door policy on getting some of that Gulf moisture in here, which will start to move in tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures right now anywhere from the mid to upper 70s, close to 80 degrees at this hour, and there are those dew points trending mostly in the low to mid 50s across the area. We're still running behind on rainfall, just in case you were wondering. Since September 1st, 2.7 inches of rain at the Bowling Green Airport up until today. The normal is 507. But we're behind by 2.37. So there's still that deficit since September 1st, and I don't think the rains that are coming in for tomorrow are going to make up that deficit. That's the only problem. Here's a look at the next 40 hours. We see the warm front to the north of us now, and we're starting to get that southerly flow. The problem is we still have high pressure overhead, even though there's a warm front next to us. That high pressure is strong enough to eat away and erode all of this rain coming in with the cold front and that area of low pressure. Now it's going to rain hard back to the west of us, but by the time it gets here tomorrow evening, that little bit of Gulf moisture plus this system all weakening as it moves into southern Kentucky. So we're only talking about light rain showers, a little bit of I don't think we'll even see thunder or lightning out of this. Breezy conditions, though. There's the cold front that's going to make all the difference coming in by Saturday morning, and that is what's going to cool us down. How much rain? Less than 1/10 of an inch. I don't think there's going to be much more than that as we get into tomorrow night and early Saturday. 55, mainly clear with some patchy fog tonight. And then the 7-day forecast showing tomorrow, mainly cloudy to start. Then we have the showers tomorrow night, even though the raindrops are not there. Saturday, 68 for Harvest Fest downtown, 58 on Sunday. And then as we get into Survivor Tuesday for the casting call, sunshine but chilly there with highs only in the mid to upper 50s. And here's what's coming up tonight on NBC4.
Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher.
At Infinity Pipeline, your family is our family. Our employees are the foundation of what we do. And what matters to you matters to us. We're now hiring the next generation of skilled workers to help grow our community. Apply now. InfinityPipeInc.com.
This is the all-new Grand Highlander.
Toyota took the best-selling Highlander and made it bigger, more powerful, and more fuel efficient.
With your choice of 3 different powertrains, including the 362-horsepower Hybrid Max.
The interior design is so tech-focused, I'm in total control.
And you've got to love the 12.3-inch touchscreen.
The big news is right back here, with over 20 cubic feet of cargo space.
Behind a full-size third row.
Step up to something grand.
Toyota, let's go places.
I usually vote Republican, but I'm also voting for Andy Beshear. I definitely feel that Kentucky's moving forward under Andy's leadership. He brings great ideals to the floor. Andy's the guy that's been bringing the two parties together. Beshear's brought a lot of good jobs to the state of Kentucky. He makes sure that the police have everything they need to keep us safe. Andy cut the income tax. That's a big deal, huge deal. I voted for Trump because I felt he was putting the American people first. I'm going to support Andy because I do feel he's putting Kentucky first.
There are so many different ways that you can volunteer at Hope Harbor. I am a part of the fundraising committee. I'm a hospital advocate, so I'm able to be there for those survivors. There is no one else that does this type of work like we do when we go to the hospitals and support those survivors.
The work that I do through Hope Harbor means really everything to me. Being a survivor myself, the organization allows me to provide the care and the support that I wasn't afforded.
There are so many ways to help Hope Harbor accomplish their mission, ending sexual violence.
In health news, an estimated 1 in 13 children have food allergies, and nuts are one of the food groups that can cause some of the most serious allergic reactions in the U.S. But a study is looking into how oral immunotherapy in young children may help allergies in the child's future.
It's one of the most common causes of severe allergy attack. Peanut allergies can affect all aspects of a child's life.
They can spend a lot of time worried about having a true allergic, life-threatening allergic reactions. So it can be really difficult for these kids.
Dr. Sandra Hong with Cleveland Clinic says food allergies can also lead to isolation, even bullying.
We can't have parties in the classroom anymore, or we're not allowed to have the really fun treats anymore because there's someone who has a milk allergy or a peanut allergy.
Hong is one of the authors of a study researching how oral immunotherapy may help. It's a therapy where researchers expose young children under the age of 1 who have been diagnosed with a food allergy to the food to which they're allergic.
We get very tiny amounts slowly built up into their system, and we need to do it in our offices.
Hong says of the children who took part in their peanut oral immunotherapy study, 91% ended up being able to tolerate large amounts of peanuts without a severe reaction. She says the rest were still able to be exposed to multiple peanuts at a time. Researchers believe that means those children may not have to worry about accidental peanut exposures.
They are at an ice cream shop and they, want to get ice cream, but as long as they avoid the peanut containing ones, they'll be able to tolerate small amounts of contamination.
Doctors say it's critical that oral immunotherapy is only done under the care of a trained allergist because it can trigger allergic reactions. She says they're studying its use in helping with other food allergies as well. Well, stay with us. Still to come on News 40 at 5. Secretary Blinken arrives in Israel, restating America's support. While in Washington, more aid to Israel hangs in the balance until House Republicans elect a new speaker. The details next.
We were part of a thriving ministry, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we were told that we had to stop.
During COVID, we told everybody that wanted to come, we would be open. Governor Beshear decided that he would send the state police out. They'd put tickets on everybody's car. I was threatened to be put in jail.
We were actually put on a police list.
Governor Beshear has used fear to control people, and he can't be trusted to govern Kentucky ever again.
Protect Freedom PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The wait is over. FanDuel Sportsbook's officially live.
America's #1 sportsbook is here.
FanDuel makes it so easy to get started.
You can bet on all your favorite teams,
all your favorite sports, even all your favorite golfers.
Plus, you can play any way you want.
Everything from live bets to same-game parlay. And you can get paid instantly. That's like the whole point of winning.
New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. Make every moment more with FanDuel.
As Joe Biden destroys our economy, Andy Beshear defends him.
I don't want to be critical of what the president's doing, because at least he's trying. We at least ought to give the president some kudos.
And a big thanks also to Governor Andy Beshear.
He's trying to help us.
Biden's bankrolling Beshear's re-election, funneling $250,000 in donations. Beshear and Biden, or Trump and Daniel Cameron. Trump's choice, our champion. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this ad.
The Haven at Massey Springs is a special place. Alzheimer's and dementia residents need a special kind of care. So at the Haven, we take care of your loved one just like family. Our memory care program stimulates minds in a therapeutic environment and caters a plan of care as unique as your loved one.
Here at Massey Springs, family takes care of family, and it shows. Schedule your tour with us today.
The competition is on.
This is nerve-wracking.
Do you have what it takes for Jeopardy?
Weeknights at 6 on NBC 40.
Important information for Family Dollar shoppers. The company is recalling a large number of over-the-counter drugs and medical products. The discount store says it is recalling the products because they were stored outside of labeled temperature requirements. The recalled products include over-the-counter cold medicine, vitamins, toothpaste, and children's medicine sold between June 1st and October 4th. Family Dollar says the recall is voluntary, that it has not received any consumer complaints or reports of illness. You can return the recalled products to the store without a receipt. If you are hoping to see another big boost to your Social Security check next year, the Social Security Administration says the cost of living adjustment won't be like years past. Government officials say recipients will receive an annual cost of living adjustment of 3.2% for 2024. That's an average monthly rise of $59 beginning in January. It's a much smaller increase than the inflation-fueled boost of the past 2 years, with an increase of 8.7% for this year and 5.9% for last year. The annual adjustment is based on an inflation metric which has cooled after being around a decade's high a year ago. Well, do you ever find the perfect price for your budget on a hotel or a ticket? But at checkout, you suddenly find a mountain of fees tacked onto that cost. Well, here's some good news. The Federal Trade Commission is now taking steps to put an end to those junk fees. Gloria Pazmino has more.
It's just about fairness. It's just about simple fairness.
President Joe Biden unveiling a proposed rule from the FTC banning businesses from charging hidden or misleading fees.
These junk fees can add up hundreds of dollars, weighing down family budgets, making it harder to pay family bills.
While the new rule does not limit what sellers can charge, it does require them to disclose the full price up front. Consumer watchdogs with the U.S. Public Interest Research Group say the industries with the worst hidden fee offenders include event ticket sellers and hotels.
The companies out there that have been trying to pad their profits with all of these little fees here and there, they better take note, because business is going to change.
The proposed rule also stands to benefit companies whose prices might look more expensive because they're already disclosing everything up front.
And this is just going to level the playing field so that consumers know they can actually shop around, they can compare apples to apples and make informed decisions and not get hit with unexpected fees later on.
The public will have 60 days from when it's published in the Federal Register to comment on the proposed rule. As it reads now, the FTC would have the power to fine companies not in compliance and secure refunds for defrauded customers.
It comes down to enforcement. You can have all the laws and rules in the world, but usually bad guys don't care about laws and rules.
In New York, I'm Gloria Pazmino.
Well, just 3 weeks after its launch, tens of thousands of people say they want to be part of President Biden's new Green Jobs Initiative. American Climate Corps is aimed at preparing young Americans for jobs in clean energy and climate resilience. The Corps will support a range of jobs, including restoring coastal wetlands, building clean energy projects, and forest management to help fight wildfires. The White House says that the 42,000 people who signed up were largely young people between the ages of 18 and 35. Now to Israel, where Secretary of State Anthony Blinken is meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister and pledging U.S. support. The trip comes as the Israeli military steps up its attack against Hamas in the Gaza Strip. NBC's Alice Barr is on Capitol Hill with the details.
As the war intensifies in the Middle East, Israel is preparing for a potential ground invasion of the Gaza Strip, vowing to destroy the Hamas militant group that's still firing rockets. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken in Israel meeting with the Prime Minister and underscoring U.S. support.
As long as there's the United States, Israel will never be alone.
Secretary Blinken seeing new images of the atrocities committed by Hamas terrorists and meeting with survivors, pleading for help to bring hostages home.
First priority are our friends and family that are now in Gaza.
The Biden administration vowing support for the hostages, which include American citizens. At least 27 Americans now among the devastating death toll of both Israeli and Palestinian civilians as the humanitarian crisis in Gaza grows under a barrage of Israeli airstrikes and with access to food and fuel cut off.
And it makes you very scared of your own life.
Secretary Blinken saying he and Prime Minister Netanyahu discussed how to minimize civilian casualties and provide safe passage for those who want to leave, including Palestinian Americans.
Hamas continues to use civilians as human shields.
Starting tomorrow, the U.S. government arranging charter flights to get American citizens out of Israel. While in Washington, House Republicans are scrambling to get the speakerless chamber back in working order and ready to approve more aid for Israel. Majority Leader Steve Scalise won his party's nomination for Speaker, but hasn't locked in the support for a full House vote. Political drama against the backdrop of war, terror, and grief. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Well, stay with us. We'll have a final look at your forecast coming up right after this break.
The fresh timer starts the minute a tomato gets picked.
That's why at Kroger, we shorten the time from harvest to home. So no matter how you shop, you'll have more time to enjoy your fresh produce. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I usually vote Republican, but I'm also voting for Andy Beshear. I definitely feel that Kentucky's moving forward under Andy's leadership. He brings great ideals to the floor, and he's the guy that's been bringing the two parties together. Beshear's brought a lot of good jobs to the state of Kentucky. He makes sure that the police have everything they need to keep us safe. Andy cut the income tax. That's a big deal, huge deal. I voted for Trump because I felt he was putting the American people first. I'm going to support Andy because I do feel he's putting Kentucky first.
We've got the drinks and good times. Now all we need is you. The 8th annual Bourbon and Brew Fest presented by the Mint Gaming Hall is back Saturday, October 21st at Bowling Green Ballpark. We have an expansive selection of bourbons, craft beers, mixed drinks, and more. Plus, sip while shopping, specialty vendors all around the ballpark. VIP ticket holders can enjoy the Heaven Hill VIP experience in the Performance Food Club, while premium ticket holders can take part in the Premium Lounge. Tickets start at just $50 and are on sale now at bgbrewfest.com or by calling 270-901-2121.
Injured in an accident? Let Flora Tappan and Stewart fight the system for you. Get the results you deserve. What does it mean when Flora Tappan Stewart says fight the system? It means personal representation with top attorneys. We fight for you against big insurance and pay only if you win. So if you're injured, let Flora Tappan Stewart Accident Injury Lawyers fight the system for you.
It's time, y'all. It's a new season in NYC.
Weekdays at 3 on NBC 40.
At Kroger, everyone wins when it comes to savings because you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards on pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Mainly clear tonight with a little patchy fog and a low of 55.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Thank you at home for joining us tonight. We will see you at 6 o'clock over on CBS. Nightly News with Lester Holt is straight ahead.